You missed Ashton snoring earlier. Oh yeah, I tried to wake her up. No, let me rephrase that. I did wake her up because, like, well, the snoring is fine. Like, we all do that. Like, well, for the most part. I figured, like, if that were me and I were snoring in the party, I'd want to be woken up and told, hey, like, you fell asleep with the PlayStation on. Turn that shit off if you want to go to bed. So, I did it. And she, like, half awake answered me. I don't think she actually will remember that if I tell her tomorrow. It was one of those, like, I muted everyone, turned my mic sensitivity up, and I was just like, hey, Ashton. Huh? What? Yeah. You fell asleep with the PlayStation on. Yeah, okay, I'll get on that. Alright, time to cook.
For a report on this club's outlook heading into Game 4, here's Heidi Watney.
Leading off for the Royals, the shortstop,
Third baseman
Adalberto Mondesi.
High and deep to right center. Back goes Peterson to the track, and this will bang up against the wall. Around second now and headed for third. And he'll make it as he starts out inning number 6 with a leadoff triple.
Now batting, second baseman.
Now you say that.
It's kind of getting late early. That's only their first hit of the game.
You guessing Animal Crossing?
We're into the 6th inning. Yeah, this guy.
Meanwhile now, this ball's trouble as it looks like it'll be good for extra bases. And the run will come in to score from third as that will knock things up at one apiece.
He's in there!
He is in there with an RBI triple.
Now batting, third baseman, Hunter.
Here's another look at it right here as he drives it right between the two outfielders, heading towards the right center field wall. He was...
just a sec now as that ball finds its way into the outfield, a base hit. And the run is in to score as they'll grab the lead here, 2-1.
The right fielder, number 12, Jorge
This guy's having a
Soler.
big series in the postseason. It looks like to me that the moment isn't too big for him. He's slowing the game down. He looks good.
out.
Yeah,
My lot be like,
right here, having a huge series and big lead
The
moment mid-May, but to do it when it gets cold outside
Perez.
means everything.
On its way is pitch number 75. Swung on and belted to left by Perez. This one's deep. Bellinger looking up. And it's gone as they add still another.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with
The
the
first baseman,
number
number 7,
one, man. You got to get
Michael
on the heater and adjust
Bronco.
everything else, and he did just that.
Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Now here it comes. Hit to short. Scooped up. Throw on to Muncy, gets him, and with that they'll in.
what time is it?
Into the box now, Mookie Betts. He'll lead it
Leading
off
off
as
for
we
the
start
Dodgers.
6th.
Things
The right
not looking
fielder.
very good so far.
Mookie.
I went to bed at like
Still in the middle innings. They're
Bet.
down by a couple
Your
of runs.
attention, please.
This would be the right
got
place
up
at
about
right
3
time
today.
Royals.
to get something going. The last
Number
thing
40.
you want to do
I'm not proud of it.
is try to
Trevor.
come back behind and win
I'm
this
on-
one
I'm
in
on,
the
like-
8th or 9th inning.
Trevor Rosenthal.
I'd say this is.
The pitching in the bottom of
I'd
the
say
6th.
this is my sleep schedule during the summer, but it's not. This
I woke
is
up at 6 p.m. today.
This
That
offense has
is
been
not okay.
underachieving all
No.
day, putting way too much pressure on their own pitching staff. Someone has to have a quality AB and get this line
I mean, I do too.
I got laid
First
off.
is in
So.
time, 1 gone.
Now batting, left fielder, Cody
Here it is.
Bellinger.
Fouled away. The 0-1. Swing. and
0-2
misses
is the count.
quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Is she able to collect?
Rosenthal is
Is she able to
bullpen arm
collect?
that keeps the ball in the park. It's a rare day that someone takes him deep, which obviously
Of course,
makes
obviously
him
they're
a
so
very
backed up because it's
valuable
like
commodity
millions
in
of
the
people.
bullpen.
One
Literally
of the
millions.
things as a manager you want to do, you want to bring a reliever in and know that he can keep the ball in the ballpark, and this guy does a great job of that. He's near impossible to get the ball in the air to lift for a home run, and it's one of the reasons why he's a real
Up
effective
next for the
reliever.
Dodgers,
So
Go,
the
yeah.
ball locked him up there. Cody
Yeah.
Bellinger becomes out number 2.
Peterson.
Here's something.
Jock Peterson
Oh.
stands in as he looks at a called strike.
No, he's not that. He'll be back in a matter of minutes.
Hits are now even at 4 apiece. And he fouls this one off.
Nope.
Ball and 2
That's
strikes.
inside.
Fouled off.
Come on, Trevor Rosenthal. Get this last out of the inning.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. One. 7th inning ready to roll. Here's
Leading
the
off
left
for the
fielder,
Royals,
Alex Gordon.
the
He's
left
hitless
fielder,
in
number
his 2
4,
at-bats so far.
Alex Gordon.
Grounded up the first baseline.
I mean, I know plenty of straight players that are in
Foul is
sports.
0-1. Now the pitch. Hit back up the middle. And there's a base hit, so maybe some insurance here to lead off the 7th.
You made it sound like you can only be in sports as a girl if
Hey,
you're
some
gay.
guys can handle the postseason lights, and
Now
this is
batting,
obviously
the
one
center
of them.
fielder,
Another base
Brett
hit, leading off for the
Phillip.
boys. This guy's
Ladies
had
and
a
gentlemen,
monster
your
postseason.
attention, please. Now pick
Okay, first of all, I can guarantee that's not
Now
true.
here's
for the Dodgers.
skipper up out of the dugout.
Number
on his way to the
68.
mound.
Ross.
Right, but you're saying just like me. I didn't peak in high school, nor play
Triple
football.
A.
Football's actually also my third favorite sport.
What's your first? Baseball? Then what?
Baseball, basketball, football, hockey.
And
Oh,
he's going to
fuck
score
you.
with ease as the throw will be too late.
Hockey's fourth. Yeah, you dead to me.
That's a big RBI.
I just never got into it. I just don't really. I've been
Yeah.
to hockey
A
games,
lot of
but
pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part
Your
of the
attention,
Yeah,
please.
Dan, no doubt. As an
He's hitting
offense,
for the
all you're
Royals.
trying to do is put your
Flag.
Valid,
Six,
because it's
six.
the only one you know things
successful.
about.
Giving them that 3-run cushion has to make you feel good.
Have you ever seen baseball players?
True. Have you ever seen baseball players?
Oh, like that's the thing. Girls don't shut up about baseball only because they like looking at dudes in baseball pants.
I know
True
he's a
shit.
confident
Like
hitter,
softball,
but there's a difference
volleyball,
between being
guys
confident
love that
and
shit.
downright foolish. He just offered one of the most dangerous hitters in the lineup a straight heater.
Now
and it
batting,
cost him
shortstop.
big time.
Adalberto
Adalberto
Mondesi.
as he grounds one briskly to short. Reined in. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other. One
You got
away.
that right.
Now batting.
One man gone now for
Second baseman.
KC in the 7th.
With
I mean,
With Merrifield
Merrifield.
will dig in at the plate. Bounce it to the left side. Fielded cleanly. And there's out number 2.
now batting. Third baseman,
Hunter Dozier digging
Hunter.
in now.
Dozier.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
I mean, you can definitely do that in any sport.
And a high drive into left center field. Back goes Peterson. Still going back. See you later. Over the wall, a home run.
Like, I've watched some crazy baseball fights in my day. Like, I watched Pedro Martinez throw down Don Zimmer.
So a
Like, he
solo
threw down
shot
like
here to
a
left center
67-year-old
field.
man.
His third home run of this series, as it's now a 6-run ball game.
Your attention,
Trinan
please.
comes on to pitch
Now
hoping
pitching
better
for the
results
Dodgers.
than the other arms
Number
that they've run
49.
out there in this one.
Right.
Really came at him.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, 'cause that's the thing. Like, you get in hockey fights, you get two people going at it.
Toward the gap. Back goes
In
Betts.
baseball fights, the good ones at least, you get whole teams going at it.
Fucking team.
You get multiple. You get 26 dudes out on a diamond on each side. And you got damn near 50 people trying to brawl.
When I was playing last year during my AAA season, freaking,
Red.
we had like the whole team going at it. It was great.
Did you say
It was
AAA?
like, yeah,
Like AAA baseball?
AAA, but like not majors AAA, but like AAA for like my age level because I was still in like minor ball at the time, so it's like the best ball I could have played. I was supposed to go play like, what's it called? I think it was for a AA, not majors, but like a AA junior
Nice
team.
execution right there, Dan. Kept his front shoulder in.
I'm pretty upset. I was looking forward to that
Ripped
shit.
the base hit up
Gordon.
the middle. If you're a pitcher right there, you can't get discouraged. Sometimes even when
Yep.
you make a good pitch,
Now Caden
the
doesn't
ball's
get
gonna
to
find a
catch.
hole somewhere. That looked
Very
like a-
depressing.
I actually know a few people in the majors, like through other friends. And then like Jock Peterson's dad coached for like there's a summer league team in my area that's like a little like renowned, I guess. Like they're not in the Cape Cod League, which is like one of the biggest like
Number 7.
non-major league affiliated minor leagues out there.
Kelly.
But yeah, so Jock's dad was here, so like he was hooking up some people with World Series tickets from the Sox Dodgers 2 years ago.
Oh, my Dodgers. I'm so jealous.
Number 66.
I'm so
I
jealous.
mean, that had to feel good right there, Dan. That's his 3rd RBI of the game and extended.
Back when the baseball season was going to happen, me and Yuri were going to go to a Dodgers game in July. Which that's certainly not happening now.
Well, I honestly love the Dodgers though. Like, so.
I just love Mookie Betts, so.
Call from the pen to take over on the mound and
Yeah, not gonna lie, it's a pretty good pickup.
Leading off for the Dodgers.
Although,
The first
I
baseman,
know this isn't gonna happen.
Muncy.
I would cry,
Muncy.
legitimately cry tears of joy, which doesn't exactly happen.
fouled away.
If this season just doesn't even happen, because like Chris Sale got Tommy John, this season's definitely a wash for us. Like we have no chance at contending. And then so the year happens, and they already said that players will get that extra year of service time, even if this year doesn't happen. So Mookie will be a free agent regardless. And if he came back and we signed him to like a 10-year deal without ever actually losing him, I would
I'd
buy
laugh.
season tickets. I said it flat out. I said if we sign Mookie Betts to like a contract, like a long extension, I will buy season tickets. No second thought about it. So if that happens, then my deal's still on the table. I'll buy season tickets for 1 year, and then probably not again. But.
Fouled away.
Yo, why am I lagging so much?
Line drive to center field. But sadly for him,
Coming from the queen of shitternet.
The center fielder as he puts it
Now
away
batting.
without much trouble.
The
for
catcher.
second out.
Will Smith.
Bouncer up the middle. Mondesi picks it up. And
I live in between a bunch of huge rocks called mountains.
Ready to begin
that?
the 8th. So coming
Leading
to
up
the
for
plate,
Kansas City,
Adalberto Mondesi,
the shortstop.
All right, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright, go through and mute everyone so I can finish up
He
this
has to
round.
put it on the ground. That's part of what makes him successful.
From the stretch. And he popped him up. Seager is there.
I think it's only appropriate. Well, there's only one other way that this would be appropriate, but I think
Now
I
batting.
know exactly who I
Second
want
baseman.
Lifetime versus
With
Joe
to
Kelly. Just
close
a
out the
couple
game and
matchups,
win the
no
World
hits in
Series.
2 at
Get the
bats.
final 3 outs.
First pitch of the at-bat. Line drive to center field. And that's a base hit. He's now 2 for 5 in this one.
Up next for the
Hold up. Fucking advertisements. God, I just wanted to like bookmark a video for later. Here we go. Okay.
Royals. Third baseman, Hunter Dozier.
And that brings in Hunter Dozier. He swings and hits it foul off to the
So
right and out
it
of play.
only seems
2
appropriate.
hits in 4 attempts to this point.
Kansas City, LA, World Series. If that man wins the World Series for Kansas City.
0-1 count and the pitch.
Not
Lifted
only
in the
just
air to
because
right
of the,
field.
you know, all the
Betts
sentiments
has a
like
read on it.
with all that he has done for this team. The year he's had,
The batter,
the
the right
Next
fielder,
season he's had.
Cleanup hitter,
Jorge
Soler.
Soler.
He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far.
I'm thinking, hold on.
From the belt, kicks and deals. Hit
Okay, so I
the
was depending on
ground
that
out
at
to
bat.
short.
I
He's
think
got it.
Soler either way
Out.
probably
Force
gets
out and
postseason
decides to
MVP.
retire.
World Series MVP
Your
must go to
attention,
Hunter
please.
Dozier.
Try and get his
Um,
club
hitting
back
for the
into
Dodgers.
gear as he'll pinch hit to
Number
lead off
3.
the home half of the
I think it's
eighth.
only
Fred.
like 38 also pitches in this team.
Time to pitch
Taylor.
out of the bullpen in the bottom
Now
half of
pitching
the
for
eighth.
Kansas City.
Fastball
Number
taken,
39.
gets the zone for a
Soler
strike.
for postseason MVP,
Lead it
Dozier
off
probably
for the
World
boys
Series
in blue
MVP.
here in the
Shout out
Dodger
to Corey
Stadium.
Kluber, though. I think he gets runner-up in the
Swing and a miss
postseason
as he
MVP.
ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
This is what a power pitcher will do to you if he executes his pitches. That was a
The batter,
pitch
the
strikeout.
third baseman,
Oh, and he has some trouble with it.
Good
Dozier.
recovery for Dozier. Okay.
Here's Corey
Up
Seager.
next for the
He's got
Dodgers.
a hit in 3
the
at-bats
shortstop,
to this point.
0-1, Corey
First pitch fastball swung on.
Seager.
Hey, either this hitter needs a cup of coffee
I got the count.
or he's
0-2.
sitting off speed right there.
Swing and a miss,
Yates
and that
filthy.
ends the inning. Dodgers.
Your
Tony
attention,
Gonsolin
please.
comes on to pitch
Now
hoping
pitching
better
for the
results
Dodgers.
than the other arms
Number
that they've run out
46.
there in this one.
I think Salvador Perez actually might get a little nod in the postseason MVP discussion as well.
First delivery to him on the way.
Ooh, and that just helped his case too.
Left field
He might even get World Series
Bellinger
MVP.
looking up, and it's gone.
He's been coming alive. Second dinger of the game, excuse me. I know it's not his second of the series.
Solo shot here to left.
He's the
His
2015 World
second
Series
home run of the
MVP, though. I'd like to
game, as this
have
lead
someone
got
else get that
even
now.
wider.
Up next for the Royals, the first baseman, Michael Franco.
Standing in now, Michael Franco. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Left fielder giving chase. He gets to it and makes the catch for the first out.
Up next for the Royals, the left fielder,
Alex Gordon. He reached on
This
a
offense
single
really turned
last
around
time
for
and
me
later
because I
wound
didn't
up
expect
scoring.
them to. I knew they were going to be good,
First
but
pitch of the at bat. This is pulled into
not
right.
expecting. Alex
and
Gordon's
that's
just been
a
getting base
base
hits all
hit for
postseason.
Gordon.
He wasn't letting that one go. He jumped on the
the
first
center
pitch right
fielder,
there and
number
drove
14,
it into the outfield for a
Brett
base hit.
Phillips.
Brett Phillips has been a nice surprise too. Halfway through the year, put him in for Nicky
At
Lopez, but
plate
never
now,
back to the
Brett
infield.
Phillips pulls this one into the air,
Phillips
out into
has
right
been
field. Betts has a read on
Making
it.
me wish that I
Got
went
it,
with
and
him
there
from
are
the
two
start of
down
the
now.
season onward. Speaking of Nicky Lopez, I'm going to give him the pinch hit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll
your
get the call
attention
here as
please.
he'll hit
We'll
for
get
the
to hit,
pitcher.
get one
hitting
at
for
bat in
the
the World
Royals.
Series.
Number 1,
He deserves
Nicky
it. He did play for the
Lopez.
first half of the year.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground. This is foul for the first strike.
Even if it is the utmost of garbage time. You can say he played in the World Series clinching game.
0-1 delivery. Lofted in the air out
Didn't do
toward right
anything,
center.
he played.
Peterson giving chase.
Put a ball in play.
He's there to make the play, and that'll retire the side.
All right. I'm wondering if this is going to be his last game. He's how old? Doesn't 36? He's probably got more than I think.
Your
Sack
attention
Green.
please.
Well, he
6'2"
finally
Now
gets his
pitching
ring.
for the Royals.
He gets to be on the mound when he earns it.
Number
The team
21,
he initially started with.
Zach
Will be the
Against
first
the team
at bat
that he
here in the inning,
spent a
with
lot
these
of
guys
time
in
with.
need of some ninth inning magic if they're going to force
0-1
him
leading
to
up
fly.
for the
No
Dodgers,
balls and a strike
the
to
right
count.
fielder, Mookie.
And that
Betts.
changeup makes
The
him
count,
jump,
0-2.
a swing and a miss.
Looks to me like he's trying to make adjustments pitch to pitch up there at the plate, but he's looked completely thrown off.
Oh, that's
so
one thing I
far.
wanted to look
Late
at,
on the
too,
first
is we
one,
pulled this up
way
and
out
look at
front on the second.
So he got him
Stats
swinging.
later in here.
Mookie Betts
Now
set
batting.
packing to begin
The
the
left
bottom of the
fielder.
inning.
Cody
At the
Bellinger.
plate, Cody Bellinger. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
Where's baseball reference when you need him? There they are. Greinke's not in the top 10. Wow. Neither is Kluber. I'm surprised Greinke's not in the top 10 for strikeouts in the postseason. He's been around the block for a while. He pitched
Here's
in
the
the postseason
first
for
pitch.
LA a lot.
And he throws the
0-1.
fastball by him here. 0-1.
I don't remember. He
Well,
was with
they've
Milwaukee
really
for
had
a
an
minute,
answer for
right?
keeping him in check in this series.
Maybe
He's
Arizona
offered
made it
very
again.
little resistance with the bat in his
0-2.
hand so far.
Behind 0-2 now.
I don't know. Oh. Okay, my mic was getting all sorts of tangled for a second.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here.
Let's see if I got cranky in there.
Bases out of the bullpen.
Now
Let's make it
batting,
official.
Here's the
the
first
center
pitch.
fielder, Josh
Plus, it'd also be cool to see Zach Greinke show emotion.
Peterson.
Played, and that appeared to
That
catch
happens
a lot
too
of the
often.
home plate umpire in the process. Hope he's all right down there. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed. And now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening.
Hey, and the beat goes on. That's number 8.
Shut the hell up.
Struck him out, and it's over. They are World Series champions.
Finally gets his ring with the team that drafted him. Zach Greinke feels like he's been around for a long, long ass time.
Wow, World Series champions. The only thing that could have made this sweeter would have been doing it in front of the home crowd. But hey, they're not complaining, believe me. Now they can look forward to celebrating during the parade.
I'm not too surprised that Kluber's not there, because I know he's only made it with the Indians, and they went deep in 2016. 17, they got first round bounced. Did they make the playoffs in 2018? Yeah. 2018, they got first round bounced again. No, it wasn't the Astros both times, because the Astros beat us in 2017. Okay, so plus 12 in team affinity. Grade A+, unbelievable. Finished, let's take a look here. Finished with a record of 119-43, a new all-time single-season win record, plus the 11 wins in the postseason, gives us a grand total of 130 wins, which I believe ties us for the record for most wins all time. No, that doesn't make sense. Because, yeah. How would anyone else tie that? Yeah, alright, so most wins all time. We finished, like, think about this for a second. The Royals were projected as they're the bottom of the barrel for the underdogs. They were not in the long shot category as underdogs. I believe there's 7 long shots, which means that the Royals were ranked 23rd or 22nd in the overall wheel up there. How the Yankees are second, Red Sox are 19th. We finished 4th. We improved by 20 spaces, including becoming from like the bottom of the barrel in pitching to second in pitching. Speed never really changed. Defense was power and contact went up, but pitching was a huge thing for us. Yankees winning the East is no surprise, but the Red Sox being in second and 3.5 back, 92 game winners is a surprise. Rays finishing third is a surprise. These two don't surprise me too much. Blue Jays finishing so negative, maybe a little bit of a surprise. That is no surprise whatsoever with the Orioles. Twins finishing there, no surprise. Indians, no surprise. White Sox, maybe a little bit lower than expected, but of course when we do that, it's going to affect the division that we're in. Tigers, no surprise there. The A's winning 104 games is a huge surprise and winning the West by 12. The Astros being a 90-plus game winner is not a surprise, but not winning the West is. Angels are about right. Rangers, yeah, and then Mariners, yeah. Astros, Red Sox for the wild card is kind of surprising. The Twins didn't even make the wild card. That's a surprise. The Rays didn't make the wild card. That's a surprise. The Red Sox actually played the Twins in a game 163 to determine who gets the other wild card spot, and then the Astros beat the Red Sox in the wild card game. The Nationals winning the East is a surprise. The Mets being 3 games back and 90-game winners is and isn't a surprise at the same time. If they stay healthy, that is not a surprise. Their team ERA was 6.07. That's a bit of a surprise. The Phillies, no surprise there. The Braves are a huge surprise there. Oh, that's the Mets numbers for the postseason. My bad. The Braves finishing that bad is a surprise. They tied the Marlins. That's a huge shocker. The fact that the Marlins won that many games and the Braves lost that many games is a huge surprise. The Braves absolutely stunk in the division. They lost 50 division games, so that might explain a bit. The Cubs winning 100 games is a little bit of a surprise. Not really surprised they won the Central. I think the Brewers finishing second is a little bit of a surprise. Their window's closing. I think the Cardinals are overrated, so I think their window was already shut for the most part. They didn't make any improvements. So that's I think they'd be above 500, but that's about where I expect them third. I figured the Reds would be a better team, and the Pirates, no surprise there. But oh my God, that is terrible. The Dodgers winning the West, no surprise. 115 games is incredible. Um, but really, if any team were to do it, the Diamondbacks finishing second is a little bit of a surprise. The Padres being as bad as they were is a huge surprise. So much so to the point where they traded away Kirby Yates. They were selling Kirby Yates at the deadline, so I picked him up. Rockies, a little bit of surprise. The Giants are surprised in a positive way. I figured they'd be a lot worse. The fact that they won that many games is a huge surprise. Look at that overall wheel. I don't know how they're 28th and not 30th. Who was the 30th ranked team? Probably Baltimore? No, probably Detroit. Yeah, Detroit. So, okay, player stats. Let's see. First, we'll look at the player boosts. And boy, did I get a lot. I'll start with Danny Duffy. So I got Danny Duffy because of a no-hitter. No, yeah, a no-hit opportunity that I didn't get, but I got a shutout. Jorge Soler was a regular one, so I got him. Jake Junis was a no-hitter opportunity that I got. Whit Merrifield was a regular one. Brad Keller was a no-hitter opportunity that I got. Zach Greinke was a trade. Corey Kluber was a trade. So 7 player boosts. I think that is the most I've ever had. And we'll take a look at our player stats here, starting with the pitchers. In the postseason, Randy Rosario did not get used. Danny Duffy, which I'm upset about, but did not get used. Jorge Lopez pitched an inning and 2/3. An inning and 2/3. In the rain delay of Game 1 of the World Series? Or was it in the ALCS? No, it was World Series. Got a strikeout. .6 whip. Trevor Rosenthal pitched 2 innings, struck out 5, no hits, no runs. Greg Holland pitched an inning. No hits, no runs. Tim Hill pitched 3 innings, 4 strikeouts. I don't know how many appearances that is. 2 games. Scott Barlow pitched in 2 games for a combined 3 innings. Got 3 Ks. Kirby Yates pitched in 3 games. Got 1 save, struck out 7. Ian Kennedy pitched in 2 games, pitched 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 save. It was a 3-inning variety. Brad Keller went 1-1, pitched in 3 games, so we got 3 starts. Struck out 30, and in 30 innings gave up an ERA. A 3 ERA means that's got to be about, what? Not 3 runs, I think just north of 3, maybe 3. Earned runs allowed 6. 6, okay. And a whip of .78 though. Jacob Junis started 2 games. Games 4 of the LCS and World Series. Pitched 11 innings, struck out 11. .82 ERA, .55, 4.5 whip is pretty good. Zach Greinke pitched in 4 games, started 3. He was my Game 2 starter in every series, and then pitched the last 3 outs of the World Series. 38 strikeouts in 28 innings pitched. .64 ERA, .54 whip, dominant. And as if it couldn't get more dominant, how about Corey Kluber pitching in 4 games? He pitched in Game 1 of the ALDS, ALCS, and World Series, but also he pitched in Game 5 of the ALCS. So 31 1/3 innings pitched, 50 strikeouts, .57 ERA, .57 whip. Looking at the strikeout numbers, I've got to find... So Kluber struck out 50, which is, in a single season, the second most struck out all time for a playoff. Zach Greinke doesn't crack the top 10 for a single season. Career-wise, so I can find this here. Zach Greinke playoff stats. So wait, Zach Greinke was with the Angels at one point. Postseason pitching. It says LAA on there. Hold up. Maybe in 2012? I'm gonna have to look at that. Let's see. So postseason pitching. Strikeouts. I don't get. Oh, these are all his postseason starts. So he never pitched in the postseason until 2011. 7 and 6 is 13, and 3 is 16, and 14 is 30. 30 and 7 is 37. 37 and 17 is 54, 55, 59, and 11 would be 70, 75. So 80, 84. Oh, it's totals right there. So 84. So it's 84 plus 38. 122. Does not crack the top 10 all time, I believe. What is it? 100 and what? 122. Yeah, he's 10 shy of being in the top 10. I'm not going to do Kluber. Okay, so look at the position players now. Bubba Starling didn't use him in the postseason. Bobby Witt Jr. Nope. Cam Gallagher nope. Nicky Lopez had 1 at bat. You just saw what happened there. Brett Phillips had 43 at bats. He drove in 7 runs, 7 RBIs. He scored 9 runs, 15 hits for a 349 average, and useful in the field for sure. Maikel Franco, in 43 at bats, scored 7 times, had 15 hits and no home runs, but 4 RBIs, good for a 349 average. Ryan O'Hearn, over at first base, 45 at bats. He scored 11 times, 15 hits, 6 home runs for O'Hearn. Wow, didn't see that coming. 15 RBIs. O'Hearn with a 333 average. Might be getting a nod for postseason MVP. Salvador Perez, 51 at bats. He scored 9 times, 14 hits, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 275 average. Solid veteran guy to have in the lineup. Alex Gordon, he was just getting hits. 45 at bats. He scored 6 times. He had 17 hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, a 378 average. Hunter Dozier, I think, is another guy who's going to get nods for postseason MVP and might even win World Series MVP. 11 runs scored, 53 at bats. He had 20 hits for a 377 average, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. Jorge Soler, though, 50 at bats. He scored 13 runs. He had 17 hits for a 340 average, 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. He's got to be the postseason MVP. Adalberto Mondesi had 54 at bats. He scored 10 runs, 21 hits for a 389 average, 1 home run. I don't remember when that happened. 6 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 389 average. And then Whit Merrifield, 51 at bats. He had scored 10 runs. He had 20 hits for a 392 average, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Let's take a look at the regular season numbers. Randy Rosario, his overall went up to 62. He pitched in 23 games, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 blown save, 5 holds, only 23 and a third innings pitched, 12 earned runs, 26 strikeouts, 4.63 ERA, 1.2 WHIP. WHIP's not bad. ERA a little high for a WAR of 0.3. It was positive WAR, so whatever. Didn't really use him. Danny Duffy got his overall all the way up to 80 and went gold. Pitched and started 32 games, went 20 and 4, 225 and a third innings pitched. He only gave up 74 earned runs, 217 strikeouts, a career high for Danny Duffy, a 2.96 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. Good for a pitching WAR of 5.1. I think that's a little bit of a Cy Young conversation. A little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Jorge Lopez got his overall up to 71. Pitched in 26 games, 21 of which were starts. He went 10 and 7, 137 and 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 89 earned, 134 strikeouts, 5.82 ERA, 1.58 WHIP. Definitely high. Not a fan. 1.2 WAR though. Whatever. He did his job for the most part. Trevor Rosenthal's overall went up to 83, so he's almost diamond, but he just sucked for me. Like, I liked his stuff, but he just sucked all year. He made 26 appearances, 2 and 3, 10 saves, 4 blown, 10 holds, 24 innings pitched. He gave up 15 earned runs, struck out 30 for a 5.63 ERA and a 1.29 WHIP. That to me is weird. Negative 0.1 WAR. That to me is awful, and I don't know why he was so bad. Now on the flip side, Greg Holland, whose overall was only 73 and it went up, had an incredible year. 32 appearances, 8 saves, 1 blown, 8 holds, 37 innings. He only gave up 5 earned runs, only walked 10, only gave up 21 hits for that matter, and only one home run. Struck out 51, which is his highest since 2017. An ERA of 1.22 and a WHIP of .84 for a 1.3 WAR out of the bullpen. That is insane. Like, that is elite closer level stuff, which is kind of what he used to be back in the day. You know, look at these here. Or even here in 2011. Like, Greg Holland used to be an amazing closer, and he showed signs of that here. Tim Hill, overall went up to 82. He went gold. I think this kid has got something special because of his delivery. Only used in 20 games, which is kind of weird considering how much I like him. 3 wins, no losses, 5 saves, 1 blown, 7 holds, 23 innings pitched. He only gave up 13 hits, 4 earned runs, 1 dinger, only 1 walk, 32 strikeouts, 1.57 ERA, .61 WHIP, 1.0 WAR. Pretty solid. Scott Barlow broke out for me out of the bullpen. Didn't know who he was and didn't expect anything from him. Overall went up to 80 and went gold though. And he made 51 appearances, 4 wins, 2 losses, 2 saves, 1 blown, 10 holds, 63 innings, 17 earned runs, 81 strikeouts, a 2.43 ERA, and a 1.10 WHIP. Absolutely dependable guy to have, 1.3 WAR. And then this guy, Kirby Yates, the best closer in baseball right now. His overall went up to 92. Traded for him right around the deadline. And I know when he came across, his numbers were very good. I don't know how many saves he had, but I know his ERA was like 1.01. He made 51 appearances, 2 wins, no losses, 42 saves, one better than his career high from the year before. 1 blown save, but it didn't turn into a loss. 0 holds, 50 and 2/3 innings pitched. He only gave up 32 hits. He only gave up 4 runs, 1 home run, 3 walks, 71 strikeouts, a .71 ERA, .69 WHIP, 2.3 WAR as a closer. That to me is another year of being the reliever of the year, the Rolaids relief man, Kirby Yates. That's got to be for sure. Ian Kennedy is apparently a closer. His overall went down. His stamina is way too high for him to be a closer in my eyes. His stuff doesn't scream closer either. I know he's getting up there in age. To me, he's still a guy that you could pitch like for 3 innings out of the bullpen, no problem. 34 appearances, he got 2 wins, no losses, no saves, 1 blown save, 5 holds, 60 and 2/3 innings pitched, only 18 earned, 3 home runs, 79 strikeouts, a 2.67 ERA, and a 1.20 WHIP for a WAR of 1.6. That's good. That's a pretty high contract too, damn, for him. But I'll take that from Ian Kennedy. Then we go into the starters, which Brad Keller got his overall to 80, so he's gold. Had a pretty solid year, 31 starts, 16 and 11, 77 earned, struck out 203, an ERA 3.32 and a WHIP 1.22. I'll take that. He was my number 4 guy. You get these numbers out of your number 4 starter, you've got a good rotation. 4.5 WAR. I'll take it. Jacob Junis was my number 5 guy. Got his overall up to 79. And again, look at these numbers. 21 wins, 6 losses, 231 and a third innings pitched, 259 strikeouts, a 3.31 ERA, and a 1.12 WHIP. Good for a WAR of 4.8. If those are the numbers you're getting out of your number 5 guy, every team in the league is going to fear you. And then we got these two here. I'll do Greinke first. Greinke came across in July. I got Kluber first, I know that. Zach Greinke to me just absolutely solidified his Hall of Fame case with this year. When he came across, his numbers were pretty good. His numbers were like an ERA in the 3s, but not the high 3s. It was like probably, I think 3.4 maybe. I don't know. But either way, let's take a look. He had 19 wins, 8 losses, 246 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 236, which is his highest since 2009. And he's only cracked 200 a couple of times, barely. Hasn't cracked 200 since 2017, but 236 to bring him very close to 3,000. Another season he should get 3,000. He's over 200 wins, so I think he gets it, especially if he pitches another year and gets 142 strikeouts, which, all things considered, I think he'll be able to do. An ERA of 3.28, very good. A WHIP of 1.05, very good. For a WAR of 4.6. He was my number 2 guy. His overall actually went down. It seems like he might have slumped a little bit towards the end of the year, but his postseason stuff was great. He's got his WAR above 70, which is seemingly the threshold for the Hall of Fame. There is no guarantee like you get 70 WAR, you're in. And then there's Corey Kluber. His overall went back up. He's at 89. He's diamond. He came across with an ERA just above 4. It was like probably 4 point. I want to say like 09. I don't know what his win-loss was, but he came across in about June-ish, I think. 18-9 though overall in the season. 244 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 279. Hold on a second. Yes, Ashton, you were snoring. Is Ashton here? Yeah, yeah. No, it was quiet snoring though. Like it was kind of like cute snoring. Do you remember me waking you up? So I muted everyone in the party, turned my sensitivity all the way up, and I just said your name like twice. Like I whispered it because it was very loud, and you were just like, huh, oh yeah, huh, and I was like, hey, you fell asleep with your PlayStation on. I wasn't sure if you'd like to be aware of that or not. Because I thought to myself, if I fall asleep on the mic and I start snoring, like that's fine, like that's not a problem. But I would also like to know, like I don't want to fall asleep with my console on or the mic on. So I figured maybe you'd also like to know. And you were just like, oh, huh? Yeah, okay, I'll be there in a second. And I was like, oh, okay, she's not all there. But I just kind of let you go at that point. You stopped snoring, though, so, like, apparently you're not a fan of that. So, like, I did you a solid then. Like, again, like, there wasn't really a problem. Like, again, like, even if it were obnoxious, like, what's the worst we do is mute you. No, you sounded like a normal person snoring. Just it was very quiet. Like it was kind of hard to hear. No, you're good. You're good. I'll be back in like 3 minutes though. Hold up. Okay. So Corey Kluber, yeah, 279 strikeouts, 3.17 ERA. So his ERA went down like a whole point, which is awesome. A 1.07 WHIP, very good. Good for a pitching WAR 5.6. So I don't think I had any Cy Young candidates on my team. I think Danny Duffy gets a nod, like he gets brought up a little bit, but overall, like we didn't have like a dominant guy. We just had a bunch of really good guys, like really good guys. Like, we had a bunch of great guys. Let me put it that way. Bunch of guys that are, no one really stepped up as an ace, but these are all guys that have ace material. On any given night, they could pitch like an ace. They just, for the season, might have had a little bit of a higher ERA than an ace would. Not that a 3.17 ERA is bad, by any means, but still. But the offense. Oh my god, the offense. Bubba Starling, overall up to 68. He played in 36 games. 29 hits, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. I mean, he was a call-up, I believe. No, he wasn't. He was a bench guy. He was like my 5th outfielder. 242 average, good for a WAR 1. We'll take it, right? Bobby Witt Jr. was the mid-season call-up or the September call-up. I don't remember which. He's 53 at-bats, played in 12 games. He cracked 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. Got 11 hits, so I'm not really going to judge him based off anything here. His WAR was positive, though, so he positively impacted the team in the slightest way possible. So that's cool. Good for him. Good potential. Cam Gallagher, the backup catcher. Overall went up to 72. Played in 32 games. He had 32 hits, scored 17 times. 6 home runs, 27 RBIs, 258 average. Backup catcher, a 1.0 WAR for a backup catcher. I'll take that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not bad at all. Backup catcher. Nicky Lopez saw his overall go up to 71. He played the first half of the season before I finally took him out of the starting lineup. I just wasn't a fan of him. Still got 113 hits, 13 home runs, 73 RBIs, stole 5 bags, 283 average, good for a WAR over at second base of 2.1. Like, that's alright, Like, that's alright. I'll take that. Brett Phillips then came in and took his spot. I put Whit Merrifield back at second, put Phillips in center field, and Phillips immediately shined and made me wish that I did that sooner. Nothing against Nicky Lopez, but Phillips was clearly better. Overall, went up to 74. Incredible outfielder to have, no matter where you stick him out in left center or right. In 81 games, so he played literally half the season. He had 88 hits, 10 home runs, 15 RBIs, 295 average, good for a WAR of 3.4. 6 outfield assists. Not bad, not bad. He's got a cannon. I mean, look at arm strength 99, accuracy 95, reaction 88, fielding 84, speed 64. Like, that's a center fielder, right field right there. Maikel Franco. I shit talked Franco in the start of the year. His overall went up to 82 and he went gold. I said I think he didn't live up to his potential at all. And then he broke out in a mammoth way. He had 188 hits. He played third base all year for me. Missed 12 games, but whatever. 39 doubles, 41 home runs, 120 RBIs, 341 average. That's MVP numbers. 9.9 WAR. I think Maikel Franco ends up being in the top 3 for MVP. I think he should have been, but I know how fucked this game is with the awards. Ryan O'Hearn really broke out. Not as much as he did for me last year, but his overall still shot up to 76. I believe that's silver. He had 155 hits, 28 home runs, 90 RBIs, a 298 average. Good for a WAR at first base of 2.5. I will definitely take that out of a guy who was like my number 6 hitter. Hell, like my 7 hitter. Franco ended up being my 6 hitter. I can't believe this. Maikel Franco, 41 home runs, 120 RBIs. That's MVP right there. Salvador Perez missed last year, came back this year, got his overall up to 85 and went diamond. And really had a career year. He had 149 hits, which is his second highest. He had 35 home runs, which is his highest, and he had 98 RBIs, which is his highest, and a 280 average, which is again for a catcher. For a catcher, that's like best catcher in baseball offensively numbers. Good for a WAR of 6.0. I think he's nod for comeback player of the year if Corey Kluber didn't win it. Alex Gordon overall went down to 76. He was the veteran presence in this lineup. 169 hits still though. That's his most. Third most, and his most since 2012 when he was in his prime. 19 home runs, which is a almost career high. It's in his top 3. 82 RBIs. That is his second most, and a 321 average. Like that is his highest average. 321 average, good for a WAR in left field of 4.6. Not the best fielding wise anymore, not the best hitting anymore. But again, veteran presence that's batting in the bottom third of the lineup, you'll take that any day of the week. Hunter Dozier absolutely broke out and shined. Overall on his 85, he went diamond. I didn't expect him to break out like this. He didn't for me last year. He did a little bit, but not like this. Killed it for me in right field and occasionally at third base. 142 games played, 165 hits, a 40 home run season, 117 RBIs, 288 average. That's good for a WAR of 5.9. That is, I'd say, not MVP caliber necessarily. The average is a little low, but that is definitely elite. I'm going to save Soler for last. Adalberto Mondesi went 90 overall. Might be the highest overall on the team. No, it goes by overall, I think. 90 overall for Mondesi, went diamond and became an elite player overall-wise. And he did break out in quite a way, actually. Had 214 hits, so he was probably the hits leader in the AL. 214 hits, 53 doubles, 13 triples, 25 home runs, 103 RBIs. As a leadoff guy, he broke 100 RBIs. You just don't see that. He had 46 stolen bases, so a 2020 season and a 331 average. Good for a WAR at shortstop of 10.5. Oh my God, his WAR says MVP. Obviously, his offensive numbers don't necessarily, like this. It's a little bit of a turnoff to only have 25 RBI or home runs, but that is MVP talk right there. You don't see double-digit WAR out of too many people ever. Like that is incredible. What was his slugging and on base? Look at all this, just filthy. Whit Merrifield got his overall up to 91 and went diamond. And talk about versatility: first, second, third, left, center, or right, with pretty solid hitting and great fielding, good speed. Merrifield had played all but 6 games, had 204 hits, 47 doubles, 29 home runs, 117 RBIs, a 313 average, 27 stolen bases as well, so 2 20-20 guys on the team. Good for a WAR of 6.1. But if we're talking MVPs, there's a reason I saved Soler for last. Jorge Soler saw his overall go up to 87, went diamond, and no doubt had to have led the American League in home runs and RBIs again. To me, Jorge Soler is the MVP. 210 hits, 38 doubles, 62 home runs. When's the last time you've seen 60 home runs? How many times have you seen 60 home runs? You just don't. 62 home runs, 172 RBIs. You don't see that. All that with, again, 210 hits and a 333 average, an OPS of 1.116. As a DH, he had a WAR of 8.7. So that's the only downside to him, is that he DH'd. He played all 162 games, though. To me, Jorge Soler has to be the MVP, with Mondesi and Franco getting nods. But let's see what this game did. No one, I don't think, should be in the Cy Young on my team. I'll admit that. Let's take a look at the awards here. World Series MVP Hunter Dozier, not really surprised. He bat 500, had 3 dingers, 8 RBIs in the World Series. Postseason MVP Jorge Soler, no surprise there. 348 average, 8 home runs, 16 RBIs. Dozier and Merrifield were the other ones. This game has such a bias against pitching when it comes to those awards. Silver Slugger, didn't have any outfield Silver Sluggers. Adalberto Mondesi won the Silver Slugger at shortstop. I think Bogarts might have got robbed a little bit. Actually, no, Lourdes probably deserved it more. But whatever. Third base, Franco won it, with Dozier finishing second. I think that's bullshit. Dozier should have got one for right field, since he played almost all of his games in right field. But that's besides the point. Whit Merrifield won it at second base. Salvador Perez won it at catcher. Sanchez was a little bit deserving, but whatever. Soler won it at DH. Absolutely no surprise there. Great years for some other guys, but Soler just shined like you wouldn't believe. Gold Glove, let's see. I probably won't have any Gold Glovers. Mondesi finished third for shortstop. Maikel Franco got the Gold Glove at third base. Wow. That doesn't seem right, especially looking at the other numbers. He doesn't seem like a good defensive third baseman. Not a bad one, but just like doesn't seem like a special one. Okay. Hank Aaron Award. Mike Trout won the Hank Aaron Award? That's kind of bullshit. Oh, his average is scary, though. Oh, what's his WAR? Man hit 50 home runs, 150 RBIs, a 350 average. Wow, talk about 50s. Hold up. Mike Trout had 50 doubles, 50 home runs, 150 RBIs, and a 350 average for a WAR of 11.3. Yeah, Mike Trout is disgustingly good. At 28 years of age, he has a 90 WAR. 90? What the fuck? 335 career home runs. Mike Trout's pretty much already going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, I mean, obviously, like, barring injury, and that's already pretty much implied. Like, oh my god, that's insane. Okay, Rookie of the Year. All right, Cy Young. No, Reliever of the Year, Kirby Yates. Yeah, I mean, duh. I mean, come on. Nobody even came close to him. Cy Young. Batting title. Mike Trout won the batting title. Wow. Cy Young. Jacob Junis won the Cy Young. On what ground? Corey Kluber had a much better year. He just lost 3 games more than Junis did. So I had a Cy Young, but I get you. I guarantee you, because I didn't deserve the Cy Young, but I do deserve the MVP. I guarantee I don't have the MVP. No, Soler actually won the MVP. Trout finished second. JD Martinez finished third. Wow, Jorge Soler, MVP of the American League, well deserved. A 62 home run season. He beat Trout in the home run category by 12, and the RBI category by 22, in Mike Trout's career year. Like, come on, he deserves the MVP. That's insane. What an insane year. Okay, so coming up next would be the Rockies. So the Royals were ranked 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23rd, and we finished 4th. That's some front office movement right there, and players breaking out. Hoping for the same with Colorado. Things looking forward to with Colorado. Trevor Story, Nolan Arenado. Big looking forward to that. Hopefully they can return Wade Davis to form. Definitely going to need bullpen help. Hoping the starters can have more of that 2018, like John Gray and I can't remember anyone else's names on there. But hopefully the starters can come back a little bit. Definitely going to need to trade for a starting pitcher and bullpen help for sure. Arenado, Story. Oh, Daniel Murphy. Hopefully he can go back to his old form a little bit. David Dahl, Charlie Blackmon. Hopefully guys like Raimel Tapia can shine more than expected. Gonna probably trade for a bat, but nothing huge. I got Story and Arenado. This is, I think, my first time, other than, I would say, Toronto, because I had Vlad and Bo Bichette and Lourdes and Grichuk, like, that I actually, well, and even then, they're like a step down. This is probably the first time, not counting Soler either, because he was more just power, that I actually have well-established elite talent. So we'll see what I can do with that. Save that for later, and then last but certainly not least, we'll go to here and open up anything that I have remaining in my inventory. How many packs do I have? I have 2 regular packs, the Kansas City pack. These 2 I still haven't decided on. I'll do the Kansas City pack first, see who I get. Jorge Lopez and Ian Kennedy, and then my silvers are Hunter Dozier, which is nice, and Adalberto Mondesi, which is really nice. Mondesi might actually work his way into my team. Apparently I already have one. We'll open these 2 really quick. Nothing special. And nothing special. Okay. Cool. So that'll do it for Kansas City. Kansas City Royals. Enjoy your world title. See you later.